Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai. I have made no decision regarding 2023. This is coming from the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Chief Bola Tinubu. And in another development, Oshomole accords faith to loyalty as a consequence of responsibility as exemplified by President Buhari. These and more are coming your way on today's episode of Spectacle on Television Nigeria. So welcome. I am Daniel Atai. After this timeout, we begin the analysis with the Television Nigeria's in-house guests as Mr. Charles Ibe and John Peggy are on Spectacle today. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. I have with me on Spectacle Mr. Charles Ibe, a broadcaster and producer, and as well as John Peggy, a public journalist and orator. Gentlemen, you're welcome to Spectacle.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Mr. Charles, how has it been?
So far, so good.
All right. Before we go into the background report on Tinubu, which is the big story today, as we shall be looking into his personality and administration as governor of Lagos State, and now the national leader of the APC. Let's first of all listen to the immediate past national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Comrade Oshomole, as he accepts the dissolution of the National Working Committee of the APC in good faith. Please enjoy the clip.
Of course, we are all aware that I believe last Thursday, a special NEC meeting was called and it was attended by Mr. President, governors, APC leadership in the two chambers of the National Assembly, and some other leaders of our party. And at the end of the meeting, as you all now know, the National Working Committee was dissolved, and accordingly, I ceased to be the chairman of the All Progressive Congress. Mr. President graciously invited me to run for the office of chairmanship of the party in 2018, precisely about 2 years ago. The president told me then that if we did not reform the All Progressive Congress, we can as well forget about 2019. Those were his exact words. But I know that reforms can be challenging and it will entail taking difficult decisions. But mine has been a life of trouble. I accepted this, and I believe I did my best. I'm happy that at the end of the day, the 2019 elections have come and gone, and thanks to Nigerian people, our president had more votes in 2019 than we had in 2015. And we had more members in the Senate. We had more members in the House of Representatives. Unlike in 2015, we were unable to manage our victory in the two chambers such that we ended up with an APC president who later became of the Senate and a PDP deputy Senate president. This time, working hard with my colleagues on the AWC and in consultation with leaders of our party across the board, we are able to, this time around, have the kind of unity which is expected of a governing party in the two chambers of the National Assembly. I'm happy that the leadership of the two chambers of the National Assembly are working harmoniously with Mr. President on the executive side, and we are able to have what we can truly call a functioning relationship. Not one that is completely free of contestation, because contestation are not in themselves anything negative. But I'm happy each time I see that there is a robust conversation, agreement, disagreements, and the National Assembly is effectively doing its work without undermining the authority of Mr. President. So I think everything considered, I believe that the NWC, the APC, under my chairmanship, had done its best, and the results are there. Of course, we have now been dissolved, and I have accepted that dissolution in good faith. I am not going into the issue of legality or illegality. The bottom line is the president who invited me to lead the party and who gave me all the support and who mobilized all the support across the country for my emergence as chairman also presided over the meeting where the NWC has now been dissolved. And because I have always assured the president of my loyalty, you know, it's easy for people to speak to loyalty when the going is good, but loyalty is brought to the test when the going gets really, really tough. So as a demonstration of that loyalty to Mr. President, loyalty to our party, and loyalty to the Nigerian nation, I have decided to accept the decision in good faith and to maintain my loyalty, my respect, and my admiration for President Muhammadu Buhari. Accordingly, I have instructed my lawyers to withdraw my case that is currently pending at the Supreme Court, which has to do with the issue of my suspension. To sustain the legal action with that amount to disobey one of the decisions that the President has reached.
Welcome back. That was a Shomole there. And I need to turn to my guest in the studio, Mr. Charles and John Peggy. Let me start with you, Mr. Charles. What actually were you expecting from Oshomole, or what you thought he should have done?
Well, the Oshomole, I knew. The Oshomole, everybody knew. He's a dogged fighter.
Yes.
Oshomole doesn't take defeat without fighting.
Okay.
So, in fact, he had already started, the fight was already bubbling in him. So, a lot of people were gearing up for an epic fight at the courts.
Even myself.
When they said the 18, they said they were going to court and all of that. So we were crossing our hands and said, okay, fine, bring it on. But then, all of a sudden, saw Oshomole, and someone say, eating the humble pie.
Yeah.
And then he was eating it nicely. He was eating it with class. I think I love what he did. It's quite commendable. I mean, you don't gain anything. It's not every time you gain everything from fighting.
Yeah.
And then, given the fact that, well, the president said the president made him the chairman, and he was also the president that brought him down, so to speak. Because as at now, there's no going back. Yeah. There's no court. I think he said he has withdrawn
all the cases.
The one he had at the Supreme Court.
Yes.
After he was disqualified by the appeal. So right now he's just an APC member. But that doesn't remove the relevance of an Oshomole anywhere he is.
Yeah.
Oshomole is always a force at any point. that is
He
just
said he lived a life of struggle. Hello, Joe Peggy.
Yeah.
To add to it, were you expecting something very different from Oshomole?
Have you asked a question?
Yes, I asked my question.
You know, Adams Oshomole, the mention of that name alone is problem. Anywhere you are in that place, and they say Adams Oshomole is coming,
It's a comrade, the national comrade.
know very well that something is happening.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, he's just like Dr. Charles Ibe has said. He has actually mentioned that he took a humble pill. Naturally, it's difficult to say that Adams would have just been able to just keep quiet and say.
No, he said it's a consequence of responsibility from Mr. President, his loyalty.
It can be consequences, but you see, were there no those consequences before he was engaged in those wars?
Exactly.
I mean, it's difficult all his life. You know, even the way he married a different woman from Ethiopia. Everybody in Nigeria is marrying, you know, the kind of wives, you know, they have. He went to Ethiopia and picked a wife.
But that one is his own private lifestyle.
Which is to tell you who he is.
Okay.
So we didn't expect that he would say all the courts, no. Mr. President said so, loyalty, no. I mean, so we're rather very happy, and we commend him so much for, you know, taking the humble pie.
And if you remember during the Bayelsa, even when the Supreme Court ruled in Bayelsa, you still saw an Oshomole blowing hot.
Blowing hot.
So
Oshomole always want to win.
Exactly. So I always say Oshomole doesn't lose nothing. So Oshomole, I don't think he has lost actually, because he's still relevant.
Very relevant.
Perhaps it's not wearing the toga of the national chairman anymore, but that doesn't remove the fact that he can still pull strings. He can still get some things done. And I should add at this point that APC should handle Oshomole, because they always need an Oshomole at any point in time. They should not just make the mistake of making Oshomole take the back seat, because the party might not find it that cozy anymore. Oshomole is a street. Oshomole is like somebody that say I'm a fight, I'm a war. I think Oshomole should be the one making those statements, because he knows how to get things done, especially when it comes to let's go for a brawl. He's not a gent. I don't think I've seen Oshomole wearing tie.
He has never worn tie in his life.
So
he's always ready for fight.
Means I'm not a gentleman when it comes to political
issues
or struggles in terms of labor and so on.
Yeah, because you always say, go to court. I'll meet you in court. So it's surprising now that Oshomole is actually now not going to court. I think it's a good turn. Let's see how this side of Oshomole plays out. And he still has an opportunity though. Come this September, October, when they have their convention,
I think
he can still contest. And he might still win and bounce back.
Oh, he is still qualified to contest?
Yes, he's qualified to contest. Yes, I think even Bola Tinubu mentioned it, and he's still qualified to contest. It's an open floor. There's he has not breached any constitutional whatever that says
of
he
the
cannot,
APC.
or that cannot qualify.
And yes, thank you very much, Mr. Charles, Dr. Charles. Let me not stop you there. You are still going to comment, very much on this Oshomole. And I want to ask you, Mr. Peggy. And do you think that the APC right now, the All Progressive Congress, could do without the likes of Oshomole? We are not going to Bola Tinubu yet. We are coming to that. The likes of Oshomole is a sagacious nature of approaching things, though some people may think or see him from the angle of being radical, not mincing words, very raw. And do you think such a person could, the APC could survive without somebody like him?
The answer is, excuse me, absolutely no.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Mr. President is a general in the Nigerian army. And naturally expect that someone who has gone through the trainings should be active and behaving like a soldier. You know how soldiers do.
Yes.
When police catch you, it's not so much a news. But if they say soldier is here, you know what I'm saying. So what I'm saying to you that Baba does not even behave like that soldier man. And let me tell you one of the things that Baba likes about Adams Oshomole. Because Adams Oshomole has never, the khaki he wore is not the khaki of soldier. It is a tailor. He is a tailor by profession.
Is it Oshomole?
Yes.
A fashion designer.
It's a tailor.
Okay.
So the tailor that he is, he became a unionist through tailors union.
Okay.
And so all those things, you see them on his shoulders, and he sewed them by himself. You understand?
Sure?
So what I'm trying to say in essence is that as a tailor, President Muhammadu Buhari, the president, loved him so much.
Okay.
Where did you get this crazy lifestyle from? So to tell you that for the first time in history, that he has humbled to listen to the president, it means something good is awaiting. I want you to know that it is one thing to be in the very heart of the man who superintends affairs, and that's the president.
Yes.
I told you here the other time in the press conference that until he leaves the office by himself, what has informed him to leave that office honorably like this? There's something good ahead.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peggy. We'll go to the national leader of the All Progressive Congress now. Now, the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Chief Bola Tinubu, has said, contrary to speculation making the rounds, that his 2023 ambition for president has been cut short, that he has not taken any decision to run for president in 2023. He said rather he is more concerned about the health and economic challenges facing the country at the moment. In his statement to press on Saturday, 27th June 2020, he said already people have assigned colorful epitaphs to the 2023 death of an alleged political ambition that is not yet even born. During this period, I have not busied myself with politicking regarding 2023. I found that a bit distasteful and somewhat uncaring, particularly when so many of our people have been unbalanced by the twin public health and economic crises that we face. I have devoted these last few months thinking of 8 policies that may help the nation in the here and now. That is Bola Tinubu. And before we'll go into that analysis, the background reportage as a governor that he was in Lagos State, how or what could you make out of this statement? One, the people and the political arena are saying, tensed with his vision for 2023 or ambition for 2023. And here he is saying that is a distasteful thing to do or to think about, that he is planning an 8-point policy on how to help President Muhammadu Buhari in the economy, to revamp the economy and the health issues of the country.
It's actually heartwarming when people like Tinubu says they are planning planning ideas that will push Nigeria forward. I mean, both economic, health, and all of that. That's very good. Let's hope that plan materializes, and let's hope when he places it on the table, the right people gets it and the right people implements it, so that the right people will get the real import of whatever plan he has. Now, the Bola Tinubu has always been in the national. Whenever, in fact, you can't mention politics in Nigeria without mentioning Tinubu. Yeah. He has always been there, right from the time of even during the Abiola struggles and all of that. Yeah. There's always a Tinubu. I think it was in Nadeko. Or
He was a senator representing Lagos West.
Yeah, exactly.
During the 1993 elections.
Yes. So
and you'll see that at the background reports.
Yes. So now he has become the Jagaban, or is it the Ashiwaju, or all those? They call
the Jagaban. The Jagaban was the title he got from Niger
the North.
State.
Then the Ashiwaju is from Yoruba State. I don't know whether he has anything from the East. I don't know. No, but he's a way maker. You
Yes.
understand? He's a frontliner. And don't forget that he has made a lot of people. I mean, I don't know whether right or wrong. They said he made the power, Minister of Power.
You will see them all in the background report.
Okay, all of that. So now the vice president also, I think, got that position courtesy of being an ally or whatever of Bola Tinubu. So now with this power shift being so much tainted about for 2023 from the north to south, even though it's not constitutional, it's not written in any constitution, but it's an unwritten constitution by political parties.
Yeah, political understanding.
Now, if it has to move to the south, who or where? That has been an issue. I believe you've already treated it here several times.
The Easterners said it should come to southeast. The south people say it should come to the southeastern part, southern part, and the southwestern part. But you will check who contributed much to the party in terms of solidarity and electoral victory,
and getting APC to where they are right now. So it will not be out of place if people speculate that. Well, why not? You can't just be making kings. Why not wear the crown yourself? And when it comes to Tinubu, well, you know, he has a lot of people who beats his drum, who sings for him, even without him not knowing about it. You will not be surprised if you just come to the street and you see posters of Tinubu for president. I'll be like, who are all these people? You understand? So him coming out now to say he hasn't actually, it's not what he's thinking. Maybe he might just be saying the real thing. That is actually what it is as a president, but that doesn't remove the fact that he might want to run. I mean, you've seen a lot of people who say they are not interested, especially those some people who say I'll just be there for one tenure, and then when he gets there, before you know it,
it's 2 10 years.
So for now, Tinubu is not gunning for the presidency. So anybody just really
thinking of how to help the country.
And
Mr. Peggy, thank you, Mr. Charles. Sir.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Peggy, do you see the whole event unfolding in the All Progressive Congress, especially the faction of the North, as witch hunting the ambition of Bola Tinubu for 2023? Though he said he has no ambition, but according to speculation, did you imagine any ambition before now being scuttled?
You see, in politics and Nigeria, anytime a politician tells you it is yes, understand that it is no. Are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm listening.
And I also want you to know that there has been a very serious dichotomy, diametric segregation between the North and the South. Now, it's a conscious thing. You know, the Northerners have a system that works for them. And the system is, they know that there is a leader. And when the leader talks, everything has to follow in place. So right from the days of independence, should we say that the Fulani and the Hausa are having issues? Because if you look at the number of Hausas that have ruled Nigeria, and then look at the number of Fulanis that have ruled Nigeria, you discover that the Fulanis are more. Hausa are accusing the Fulanis that the Fulanis are invaders. So in answering the question, the Fulanis, are they really, really ready to relinquish powers even back to the Hausa? And then Hausa, they also feel that, it should be back to them. But on the day of independence, you know, quite a lot of scriptings have been left and right. There is a body language which transcends to reality, that it is very true that the northern caliphate will really not want to take the power back to the south. Once you start seeing jogo in politics like this, know that it is the statement of Sir Ahmadu Bello who said that we are going to make sure that the country and the Federation of Nigeria belongs to us. And they also made the statement and said that we're going to use minority tribes as willing tools to perpetuate this. If they don't know, the reason why the Benue is not loved by the northern oligarchy is also that the man who spoke, Sir Ahmadu Bello, because the Northerners respect the leadership of Ahmadu Bello, and then he said it and died. It's not even a joke for the Northerners. So what I think is, Jagaban, or Asuwaju as you call it, he understands very well the dynamics of politics. And it is very possible that he may say a yes now, and then he will jeopardize the mission. But if he says a no now, it will be held on to it that, oh, he has actually, so the whole sword will be shed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peggy. Okay, and now we will take a brief look into background report of the person of Ahmed Tinubu and his cabinet when he was the governor of Lagos State, and particularly now that he is the national leader of the All Progressive Congress. Please enjoy the clip.
Chief Bola Tinubu Tinubu, born 29th March 1952, is a Nigerian politician who was elected senator for the Lagos West constituency in Lagos State, Nigeria in 1993. The election was just prior to a military takeover in December 1993. After the return of democracy, he was elected governor of Lagos State, holding office from 29th May 1999 to 29th May 2007. He is a member of the All Progressives Congress Party. He also holds both the chieftaincies of the Asiwaju of Lagos and the Jagaban of the Burgu Kingdom in Niger State, Nigeria. He has been routinely referred to as the national leader of the APC during the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari. Bola Tinubu was born on 29th March 1953 in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. His mother, Chief Abibatu Mogaji, was a trader who eventually became the Iyaloja of Lagos. He attended St. John's Primary School, Aroloya, Lagos, and Children's Home School in Ibadan, southwest of Nigeria. Tinubu then went to the United States in 1975, where he studied first at Richard J. Daley College in Chicago, Illinois, and then at Chicago State University. He graduated in 1979 with a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting. Tinubu worked for the American companies Arthur Andersen, Deloitte, Haskins and Sells, and GTE Services Corporation. After returning to Nigeria in 1983, Bola Tinubu joined Mobil Oil Nigeria and later became an executive of the company. His political career began in 1992 on the platform of the Social Democratic Party Nigeria, where he was a member of the faction of the People's Front led by Shehu Musa Yar'Adua and made up of other politicians such as Dapo Sarumi, Abdullahi Aliyu, Sumaila Rabiu Kwankwaso, Magaji Abdullahi, and Yomi Edu. He was elected to the Nigerian Senate representing the Lagos West constituency in the short-lived Nigerian Third Republic. After the results of the June 12, 1993 presidential elections were annulled, Tinubu became a founding member of the Pro-Democracy National Democratic Coalition, a group which mobilized support from the restoration of democracy and recognition of the results of the June 12, 1993. He went into exile in 1994 and returned to the country in 1998 after the death of the military dictator Sani Abacha, which ushered in a transition to civilian rule. In the run-up to the 1999 elections, Bola Tinubu was a protege of Alliance for Democracy AD leaders Abraham Adesanya and Ayo Adebanjo. He won the AD primaries for the Lagos State gubernatorial elections in competition with Funsho Williams and Wahab Dosumo, a former Minister of Works and Housing. In January 1999, he stood for the position of Executive Governor of Lagos State on the AD ticket and was elected. As Governor of Lagos State, when he assumed office in May 1999, Bola Tinubu promised 10,000 housing units for the poor, a promise he achieved by 70%. Also, during the 8-year period of his being in the office, he made large investments in education in the state and also reduced the number of schools in the state by returning many schools to the already settled form of owners. He also initiated new road construction required to meet the needs of the fast-growing population of the state. Tinubu, alongside a new deputy governor Femi Pedro, won re-election into office as governor in April 2003. All other states in the southwest fell to the People's Democratic Party in those elections except Lagos, where the Jagaban governs. He was involved in a struggle with the federal government over whether Lagos State had the right to create new local council development areas to meet the needs of its large population. The controversy led to the federal government seizing funds meant for local councils in the state. During the latter part of his term in office, he was engaged in continuous clashes with PDP powers such as Adeseye Ogunlewe, a former Lagos State senator who had become Minister of Works, and Bode George, the Southwest chairman of the PDP, and at each time he wins. Tinubu's tenure as Lagos State governor ended on 29 May 2007 when Babatunde Fashola of the Action Congress took office. Fashola had been chief of staff to Bola Tinubu. Look at Tinubu's cabinet as governor of Lagos State, Lai Mohammed, chief of staff from Kwara, Yemi Osinbajo, attorney general from Ogun, Wale Edun, finance commissioner from Ogun, Dele Alake, commissioner for information from Ekiti, Rolf Argbeshola, commissioner for works from Osun State, Akabo is the commissioner for budget and planning from Anambra State, Femi Lanlehin, special advisor from Oyo State, Arthur Wari, commissioner for land from Delta State, Honorable James Abiodun Faleke, third term Federal House of Representatives member representing Ikeja Federal Constituency from Kogi State, and etc. For the 8 years that he led Lagos State, he hired several youths to work with him. Apart from working in his government, he also groomed them politically. 12 years down the line, see where those Tinubu guys are today. Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN, was Tinubu's Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice. He is today Nigeria's Vice President. Ralph Argbeshola was Tinubu's Commissioner for Works. Today he is Minister after serving 8 years as Governor of Osun State. Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, was Tinubu's Chief of Staff. Today he is Minister after 8 years as Governor of Lagos State. Alhaji Lai Mohammed was Tinubu's first Chief of Staff and Commissioner. Today he is Minister of Information. Babatunde Fowler was appointed by Tinubu as Chairman of the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. Today he is Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Sunday Dare was SA to Tinubu. Today he is Minister of Sports and Youth Development. Babajide Sanwo-Olu was Tinubu's Commissioner for Commerce and Industry. He is now Governor of Lagos State. At the National Assembly, there are countless Tinubu boys who have occupied and are still occupying seats till today. Since 1999, the Tinubu camp has produced almost 98% of the members of the National Assembly from Lagos State and the Southwest region. Sure, this man is a political enigma, not selfish or greedy. Only a leader that builds leaders can be politically sustained. It is also advisory to follow such leaders who truly lead people to somewhere positive, even above them. It is clear today that most of his political mates have gone into oblivion because they never invest to build leaders for tomorrow. I think Tinubu should be encouraged in his positive fight to stabilize not only the APC but Nigeria at large. Tinubu has not only managed to carry his boys along, and today they occupy critical positions in our national life. Take it or leave it, Tinubu is today Nigeria's most powerful politician. It didn't just happen by chance. He worked very hard for it. Very, very hard. The hallmark of a true leader is not just the ability to rule well, but also the ability to nurture and groom associates. The Jagaban helped Alliance for Democracy to excel at the time, then to Action Congress of Nigeria, and it excelled till it metamorphosed into what we have today as the All Progressives Congress APC, which is excelling and has become the governing party of Nigeria. It could only be better, so I advise those trying to destroy the party or hijack it from those who truly sacrifice for it to desist from such sacrilege, because not everyone has the gift of such leadership and management. Take it or leave it, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a pillar of democracy in Nigeria and Africa at large. He is a mentor of great men and should be followed and respected across boards.
And that was the background reportage about Bola Tinubu when he was Lagos State Governor and his cabinet, and more to that. I'll start with you with John Peggy. You have seen that background report about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the man Tinubu, and a political enigma, like you said. So what could you say about him now, if at all the All Progressive Congress relegate him to the backdrop? If the All Progressive Congress, could they relegate such a man to the backdrop? And if yes, what do you think would happen?
Do you think this question has an answer?
I think
It is practically impossible to even ask that kind of a question.
Okay.
Because if this man has a jagaban,
Yes.
but I appreciate you so much for for your kind of questions because it hits it.
It has to
But
be
I know that you have look at beautiful
let me say compendium.
a compendium on the man Jagaban. Tinubu.
Just little of it.
Just little of it.
Yeah.
One of the good things about this kind of a man that can never be relegated is the fact that a man who is a Jagaban, a man who is a Swaju, and a man who was able to amalgamate ACN with CPC
And AD.
and a part of Abuja. His reward system in the first place is compared to none in the history of this country.
Good.
When you serve him, he gives you back in the same measure.
And even he allows you to grow more than him.
But it's not possible for you to grow more than him because you can't bite the finger that has fed you.
As in, what I mean is that sometimes the people he has produced,
Yes.
like you see around, they are already in terms of politics, politically higher than
Yes,
him,
they-
without resentment.
It may seem to be so, but you see, gratitude. They never knew that they were ever going to become those positions. If it is being a governor is not a joke in this country.
Yeah,
Next to the president is the governor.
of course.
Yeah, because what I mean is the executive powers that the president exudes. The governors, all of them put together, are very powerful in that same manner. Because every money that is shared from the crude must go to the federal and go straight to the states. The state governors decide what to do. I want to appreciate the fact that Mr. President knows that the marriage of convenience between the CPC that actually, were in the northern part, did not scale anything. And you know how many times did the president try to become president of this country? He never clinched it. I remember many times when he tried to become governor and president from AMPP to all kinds of political parties that didn't have value. Until Tinubu came and added value. How will you ever dare say that kind of a man will be relegated? That is just to answer your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fege. And the Jagaban, Mr. Charles. In just maybe 2 to 3 minutes, if you look at the people he built around him and how he strategically spread them across the country, what kind of leader could you say Ahmed Tinubu is?
Well, from that piece that was put together said it all. He built, and if you look at the titles that were given to him, is a reflection of what he has done. And don't forget the fact that there is a saying that your network determines your net worth.
Exactly.
And so now
Your
Tinubu,
network determines your net worth.
Now
Okay.
Tinubu, in terms of what, when it comes to politics, he is worth more than even those that have money because he has built a network of people. Somebody that was his AC before is now a governor. Somebody that was his commissioner is now a minister or a senator and all of that. So he has been able to strategically place
Even the likes of Bajabiamila.
Mila, exactly.
Yes.
So he, in politics, you can, like I said it at the beginning, you can't discount Bola Tinubu. He might not necessarily get everything he wants, but that doesn't mean that he's irrelevant. So, like the question you asked him, I don't think it is possible for a party, APC, or any other party that he finds himself to say relegate him to the background. I think any wise party leadership, especially the APC right now, because you find out that every other thing they do right now, there is no way he will not have his input. There's no way the Jagaban's input will not come in. That statement that you read that he made when he talked about the dissolution of the NWC and all of that, you saw, if you go through his statement, you saw how articulated it was. Yeah, even as far as apportioning, telling Shomole should own up
and
to
go back to it.
Exactly. But every other person thought that Chomole was always a Jagaban. It's Jagaban that actually tells him everything. You understand? So he wasn't rushing to his defense and all of that. So I think he's a seasoned politician. He has paid his dues when it comes to building party structure, building structures, building men,
and building people.
Building people.
You see, one of the things that made me honestly like this man, it's not as if he's the only politician in the country. It's the fact that the people, they say, show me your friends, show me your network, like you said. The people he has made, making people is not an easy thing in politics. And it's one thing we must appreciate, because some of us have passed through little step of politics, and we discover that some godfathers wouldn't want you to grow. And that is why you see a lot of politicians, when after becoming governor and so on, they go into political oblivion. You understand? They go into political oblivion because they don't have people that they have made.
They were not building
Rather
structures.
than building people, they try to bring people down. But I have been watching this man since 2007. I had a fracas with him in Lagos. I was in Unilag then. And there was this OPC wrangling. And I did something very distasteful against him. But that does not mean that I don't actually like his way of governing. A leader that builds leaders can never lack anything relevant in life. And that is what our politicians should, even across the northern axis, because the north, we are ruling in the north, for instance, but we are very poor. We are living in abject poverty. And that is completely unbecoming. We have produced presidents, head of states, but our land is nothing to write home about. It is because our leaders have failed to build leaders. So you can't fight a man, and you shouldn't fight a man who is actually building leaders. And that is the point.
Exactly. And then
let me just chip in very briefly. Please, can I have your permission?
Yeah, go ahead and add to that.
There's a man called Abamoro.
Yeah, another enigma.
Abamoro, I respect him in the whole of my life.
Good.
Do you know why?
Why?
Abamoro, when he became the Minister for Interior,
Yes.
he wrote letters to the chiefs in the Tiv land. He went to all the Te Konde, Te Oshongo, Te Boku, Te Bako, Te everywhere. He gave them 10, 15 slots that bring your children, and I put them in either immigration, fire service, police, or whatever the thing is.
That's great. That's great.
I'm telling you, a lot of people. And then Abba Moro is somebody who has done that very unique kind of thing that Jagaban does.
That's good.
Let me explain one.
It means we have one. You have
We
one.
have
Benue
one
now.
in Benue now.
Okay, good.
I'm giving this example because I'm from Benue.
Okay,
And I'm proud of him.
that's good.
I'm not saying that any of them.
I
is
am
like-
very proud of
No,
him.
no. I want you to know something.
Yes.
When there is an enemy within a family in Benue,
Yes.
Abba Moro will decide to go and give 5 jobs, 100,000 or 120,000. Is it a joke to produce 500,000 naira
Not at all.
in a month?
Not at
That
all.
is, they give you prison, give you immigration, give you civil defense, give you another one again, and another one again, 5.
It's
If you
not
add it
easy.
all together, your salary is 500 and something thousand.
Now, can I
in
ask
your
you-
house? No.
Can I ask you a question on that? Can I ask you a question? This is Comrade Moro,
Yes.
the current senator of Benue,
Representing
Benue
South,
South,
yes.
that you're talking about.
Yes.
Assuming this same Moro aspires to govern Benue State, I'm just, what will your thief people give him that solidarity like he has done for them?
The question that you are asking me now
Yes.
is going to be answered by the answers I was giving to you by the time.
Okay.
Because do you know what it means to produce?
Yes.
These people, that is, you are a Idoma man. You became Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You have the powers to give jobs to the only Idoma people. But you gave across the people.
Because it's
He
three
called
senatorial zones.
Soswam, the then governor, and told him, how many do you want? 200. Take it. So many people are in this thing, and when he wanted to contest for senator, all these over 8,000 to 10,000 people that he actually employed gathered monies, and they carried their pistol and their guns to the polling unit in Zone C. The ones from Tigland deployed themselves to Zone C.
That's good.
And made him senator.
That's good.
Therefore, you can add the mathematics of what he has done
To us.
ahead of what you're asking about Tinubu
All right.
now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Mr.
very
Peggy.
much.
So we have a Jagaban in Benue.
We have 2 Jagabans in Nigeria.
Okay.
One in Lagos and one in Benue.
Good.
Thank you.
Anyway, that is it on Spectacle. We will stop here today. It has been Dr. Charles Ibe, producer, at the same time a journalist, and then John Peggy in the studio, a public journalist and a narrator. It's nice having you on Spectacle, guys.
Thank you so much.
This is where we stop, and you do well to follow us on our social media platforms. And the Spectacle is also open for sponsorship. Please do call the numbers displayed on the screen if you want to sponsor Spectacle program on Television Nigeria. This is where I call it a day, and I have been Daniel Atai. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai.